wanna test my luck. Finger on the trigger, I ain't never giving up.
Habari guys, welcome back to the Unlabeled podcast. I'm your host Michelle, and today I not only have a special guest but also a very close friend of mine. She's going to introduce who she is and what she does and how she impacts the world.
Hi guys, my name is Sylvia. You can call me Sly. I am a counseling psychologist by profession, but tunaranda kutafuta job. Yeah.
That's really nice. You have said that, like, we have talked obviously most of this conversation behind the camera, like out of the camera, and you said you worked for various institutions, various places, helping people. Like, can you please tell us about the moments that were so impactful, not only to other people but also to your life?
Okay, for me, I think the one case that really impacted my life, I was not really that close to the case initially, but it was mtoi wa class 7 then. Alikuwa ameripiwa na budake, na ni mtoi wanaishi ghetto. And then for a very long time, this has been going on. Alafu mtoi ajui atambia nani. Every time she tries to tell someone anofia, akiambia na budake anaweza hurt familia yake. As you can imagine getting involved in that story, and you imagine the pain that child has to go through every single day. Even by the time alikuwa anapata help, it was already too late because alikuwa na boli ya budake. So you go through cases like this and you wonder, kwani kuna watu kunja hawana utu completely?
Yeah. So in such cases, what was your role in the whole situation?
So now it's just to help this child Of course, hawezi sema ati ata recover fully from this trauma, but at least you are there with them to experience this and to go through the motions of having to say this out loud to other people each and every way you can. Because sasa uni mtoi, at times you ask yourself, sasa hata mtoi namwambia aje, everything will be okay at the end of it all. As in ye hana sense understanding of that statement like an old person does.
Alikuwa mtoi approximately how old?
It's around 12, 13 hapo.
Are these cases zenye umesikia frequently among this?
Well, unajua with people from hizo sides, cases ni different. Unaweza letewa hata mtoi wambe si ati amefanyiwa chochote but amepatikana na bangi shule. So how do you even start talking to mtoi like a teenager na hiyo ndo life sasa at teenage unaonanga msembigi akikwambia kitu, it's like they don't understand you. Unaona aiwe ujui kile unaniambia.
Na sasa vile get kuinteract na hawa watu hii, obviously sahi wamekuwa bigger, maybe they're probably the adults.
Yeah, some of them I guess.
Yeah, how do you think they're navigating through their lives right now?
Well, it depends. Kuna wale, of course, you feel they had you at some point and took a different direction with their life, and you hope they are doing the best they can in life. But sasa kuna wale you wonder, did I do it wrong? Ama tu ni choice? Because of course, kuna zile cases you'd want to tell yourself to have 100% success, but at the same time, you can't make decisions for such kids, You can only do your part and hope they listen, or at least try and take what you've taught them and use it wisely.
Yeah. Yeah, sahi, when we're in our 20s, we get to realize, kumbe, there's a lot of trauma in tumefanyiwa in our childhood, and unajua children wanaweza fanyiwa some things and then they feel like it's normal, and when you get to grow older and hear different stories from different people and be like, but this happened to me. Like how as sasa sisi 20-year-old, how are we supposed to cope with that?
Sasa let me backtrack you kiasi. You see, in psychology, is it Jean Piaget? Yes. Alikuwa ana categorize, explain the way we develop from childhood hadi grow up. See ati every time we get new information, it conflict na what we already have. In some instances, it conflict. In some instances, it'll change progressively. So naona ni kama the same way uta materialize such trauma. Of course, if ni kitu una grow nayo, hata kama haitajionesha sahi, it's something that has been registered in your brain na ita continuously change and evolve with you hadi place utafika with life. Utapata your trauma hautatoa in terms of maybe telling your parents you felt like this, uta end up umetolea mse mwingine in a different way, you know. Yeah, some ujuliza, in such cases, can you truly heal?
Yeah, can trauma truly be?
Can trauma truly? I think it's just learning how to control it and trying to just avoid the things that constantly prick you to go back to that behavior or go back to those moments. Because ni kama ukiambia mse ana grieve, it shall be well. Unajua, in that moment, that is not even the best thing to tell such a person. You just ata kaa hapo na unyamaze. You know, sometimes it's better just sit there and be quiet, other than giving advice. In that moment, it doesn't resonate with the person. Yeah, so me personally, I'd say trauma huwezi semati you will heal from it 100%. Ni kama kidonda, when you have a wound, it'll grow to be a scar and you live with that scar for as long as it'll take, right?
Yeah.
So usiwahi fikiria kuna quick fix to trauma. There's no quick fix. It's a process. This is something that has been going on over years. So hizi sema uta brush off all those years in just 2-3 sessions of therapy or 3-4 drinks with friends. No, it won't go away like that. It's something you have to walk through. Unaona venye kidonda, you'd have to clean it every day, you'd have to dress it properly, you'd have to go through those steps. Yeah, here trauma, you have to at least have those recovery steps. Usiamwe tu uone it's one way.
We've seen people who have been in therapy for years and years and years. Sasa how do you explain that? Do you think therapy is something that can help you in the journey? Is it an assurance that when I go to therapy, I'm going to be healed?
No, don't put therapy is the one that is going to heal you. First of all, rule number 1 in therapy, I'm not supposed to help my client. Client anafaa come to the realization of a solution by themselves through your help. Unaona? Like sasa, for example, you give them assignments kama kuna mtu ana feel amemkosea, and for the longest period of time this client ameshindwa kumconfront. So slowly unamwambia talk to this person, hata try a friendly conversation with, as in slowly build up to that moment where you can actually articulate it.
Yeah, so obviously therapy is the first thing that comes to mind when we say dealing with trauma or dealing from trauma. Are there other ways? Because kila mtu
unaweza sema unaenda therapy for someone that is constantly beating you and you're not leaving. How is therapy supposed to help you in that moment? You're not leaving, you're not reporting, you're just going to therapy na unasema that is supposed to help you cope with going through that. No, as in, for you to completely heal, it starts from changing your own perspective, changing your own view about this particular thing. Therapy is just supposed to be ni kama catalyst. Inafaa tu kukusaidia sasa to make that big move. You cannot fully say therapy is the only thing I'm depending on to make me feel better about this thing. No,
okay, we've said that therapy is a catalyst, something that helps you realize the wound and helps you fix it, but doesn't fix it itself. So I'm asking, obviously there are people out here who maybe do not have access to health insurance or are not able to afford therapy. What are other ways that they can use to tackle these difficulties or trauma?
You can always, okay, squeezy kuna easy means online, like there's one I hear of. You can just call inaitwa nisikize. Yeah, like there's a hotline you can just call and talk to someone. Kama you can't talk to someone close to you, you just feel like this is something I feel I can only be able to open up to a stranger. There are some of those moments you have hotlines. And then pia kuna techniques zenye si funzwa in psychology. You have this thing that is burning, umeshindwa kuambia mtu, write it down. If you don't want it to be found, burn it afterwards. Your feeling ya burn off automatically has helped you release some of the steam you are feeling off of it.
Yeah.
You can do meditation, whatever works for you individually. At the same time, ni poa ku understand what works for someone else will not necessarily work for you. You have to understand your own needs kwanza. Jiangalie within, am I someone who can manage meditation? No, maybe I'm someone who can't stay in quiet places. It gives me anxiety. Find something else to do. Not necessarily since it worked for so and so, it has to work for me. Everyone is different. Unaona venye hata mtu akipata homa, uwezi sema what is working for you, ita work for my homa. I'd have to find my own solution for it. You get the point?
Okay, so like right now in our generation, we're so focused on healing our childhood trauma. And this wasn't something that was there kitambo. Kitambo people just used to live with it. What do you think this obsession of us healing our childhood trauma meant? Okay, ama how will it impact our future?
Yes, it will. Unaona kitambo, watu hawakuwa na access to information as now. Hata even psychology, what was kitambo, watu walikuwa wanafanywa lobotomy. I mean, kitambo mtu angepelekwa kufanywa exorcism, as in things will develop, of course. Watu wata realize all these things. Si ati haijakuwa from kitambo, imekuwa. Because sometimes you sit down, you see your parents doing something, unajiambia, umse ako na A, B, and C. But you can't tell it to their faces. Because how wame grow in a generation where talking about these things, inaonesha you're weak. But sahi tuna grow up in a culture where embracing those traumas is seen more of a strength. But then again, there's a downside to that. Watu wengine watatumia could chase cloud, or you know, it now lose its relevance. Utapata there's someone who actually wants to go through this journey, but the way it has been, you know, inafanywa ikaitu like, you know, it's normal. It's
like traumas.
Yeah, it's not something that should be normal, that you have to go through traumas. It's not normal. As in, everybody in life, you utaka normalcy at some point. You want some sort of normalcy, some sort of peace. You cannot say traumas is a normalcy. That is not normalcy.
But sasa, as human beings, we try and chase that normalcy, that line of normalcy. But who has actually reached that line? Can we actually say? So, this is a question that has been ringing in my mind. Is it truly trauma? Our trauma response, or is this just us having different personalities that we have to just live with?
Generally, of course, we will all have different personalities. Ioni is something that is there. Because sisi wote, awezi sema we are all bred in the same culture. Of course, kama nyini millennials wote, all from different cultures, from different backgrounds. So that creates a whole lot of personalities. Because personality, I'm saying, ni kitu ita develop from their childhood. It's something that will keep on changing according to environment in wako in that moment in life. So of course, zitakuwa, lakini instead of embracing them to the point you want to normalify, try and work through it. Ndo tukue better. Unaona venye tunasema some of our childhood traumas are caused by our parents. We cannot be better than our parents if we normalify those traumas. What makes you think when you may normalify, whether you won't do the same things to your kids? Because sometimes I sit down and worry, am I doing the same things I was telling myself I will not do that my mom did while raising my son? No, sometimes I take myself back for a moment, nikimwambia kitu, and I'm like, am I being like my mom here? Hadi najipea moment ile, let me not scold him, say, let me sit down and compose myself kwanza and know how to approach this instead of just being my mom automatically. Ile mtoi atashinda akikuogopa, akisikia tu mami anakam, anajua we. Leo disaster.
Now that you've mentioned being a parent and you have dealt with children who have gone through his or disasters or traumatic experiences, and you have learned through psychology, do you think that you will raise, you do raise your child differently from like, I'm also self-aware about
let me tell you something about parenting that no one tells you, that does not come with a manual. You will want to tell yourself you will do this, you will do that, but when it comes, you go with the wave.
You go with how you
go with the wave, because unajua utajipanga mtoi wako atakuwa hivi, atoke complete opposite. So does that mean you'll stop raising this child? See, you will just have to go with that wave and see where it takes. No one gives you a manual. Hata mamako haezi, hata yeye mwenyewe hakupewa. The way she raised you, alikuwa na learn at the job. Parenting is one thing you learn as you go doing. So me siwezi sema ati I'm better, or I tell myself every day I strive to do better, not by myself but by my son. The moment you put your child at the center, ndo sasa utaanza ku notice all these things. Maybe I am overreacting over this. Maybe it was not that much of a big deal like I said it, you know? At least in that moment utaanza kujiquestion, ukijiambia, na ingekuwa mimi nimeambiwa hivyo, how would I have felt? I would have wanted someone to correct me a little bit nicer. Yeah. So sometimes I sit down and take myself, I have shouted too much and it wasn't necessary. Let me hold back a bit. Yeah, but it's something you learn on the job. You just tell yourself, I hope today I'm better. And I hope I don't cause this person traumas that they will have to deal with for the rest of their lives.
I feel like that is one fear that most parents deal with. Like, you giving your child trauma. Sometimes you might be thinking, you might think you're doing your best.
To be honest, sometimes I am not saying I condone, but to some point I usually understand parents who abandon their kids. Juu inamaanisha uni mse ameketi, ameona tu maisha yake na amesema by the way inaja nipitishe mtu hii stress yote. Wallahi, mtu hii yako better off elsewhere than in my hands. Bila naweza pata mtu hii amededi na sitawari. As in, to some point I understand, but I have not said I condone. To some point, yes, because sometimes hata mimi mwenyewe I feel I'm not good enough as a parent.
Yeah.
You will question yourself every step of the way. No lies. Sasa unaonanga venye you feel so mad at your parents for not understanding you. Imagine hata hiyo moment ana battle na kichwa yake sana. Yani ana battle mind ile ya, if I give them this too much freedom, they might think I am ule parent anachilianga tu watoto wake. Again, if I am too strict, watoi wangu watanionanga mimi mbaya. Sasa you battle with decisions every step of the way. Yes, some parents handle it better, some struggle. So I guess it's all, you just ask the heavens and the spirits and God, if you believe in God, to help you throughout that journey, because it's crazy.
Yeah,
because as kids, hakuna time utawai kachini ujiambie na ningekuwa mzazi in this situation. Have you ever senye parent wako anakuscold about doing something? Have you ever sat down and asked yourself, if I were a parent in that shoe, what would I have done? You never think like that. Say imagine you're in a battle, not losing your trust, lakini at the same time anafaa kuonesha this is wrong, you're not supposed to go this far. Say you're in a battle with all these things. So to some, what I handled with witty, some.
And I'm asking, does your vile ume specify in counseling psychology, does it help you during parenting?
Sometimes, to some extent. But let me tell you, even those books people read about parenting, you just take the little, I've told you, parenting, you learn on the job.
No matter how many classes you go to. No matter how many.
Even your own parents, the way they raised you is not the way they'll raise your sibling. It'll be totally different. Because mtoto wako kwanza hatafana na wa pili na hatafana na wa tatu. Na lazima ulea watoto wote wa feel wote wanapendwa, wa feel wote wanajaliwa. So there's also those things. So awezi sema ati there's a certain book that will tell you exactly how to do it. There's none.
So you learn on the job. For parenthood or something.
You can, but as I've told you, counseling is not something that is supposed to show you how to do things. It's just supposed to help you realize and discover better ways of doing things.
We've discussed a lot about like trauma and children, and now let's discuss about some of the traumas that, okay, to send a deep sana, but like some parents believe in hitting their kids, beating them, and some don't. Some believe that when you beat them, exposed to violence, and then no, violence is love and stuff like that. Like, what is your take on that?
My take is, mi siwezi sema kuchapa mtoto ni mbaya au ni nzuri. My suggestion would be learn your child. Learn your child. Unajua kuna mtoto atasikiza tu na kuambiwa. Ile utamkanya mara ya kwanza na hivyo ndio atasikiza. The moment unaanza kuchapa huyo mtoto, you can imagine how they feel. Yani yeye kwa akili yake anasikia kukwambia, si ungeniambia tu ningekusikia, ungenishow tu. Na kuna ule mtoto maybe kumchapa ndio inamuonesha, by the way, utamwambia mara kadhaa akatae kusikia kumchapa ndio uone ana change. So the thing is, learn your child. Wezi sema wewe uko is the same with this other person. Hivyo venye adults we are all different, pia watoto wako hivyo different. Learn your child. Hiyo itakusaidia kujua this child nikitaka a change, it's easier for me to sit them down and talk to them. Huyu naye ni watu, hakuna any other choice. Nyie hapa mtambembeleza hadi kesho hakuna kitu atasikia. Let me show you. Alafu kuna ule maybe hata kusikiza wewe, they listen to someone else more. So learn your child. Tena usi-impose what you think they want or how you think ndio wanasikia is how they actually listen. Learn that child.
And parenthood is quite hard because
unaona kuna ule mtoto utamchapa, yeye atanyamaza sasa. That child will always be quiet. Atakuwa anataka kuambia kitu anajua tu hata nikisema bado results ni the same. So why talk? So that is the importance of learning this child. And that starts from being present kwanza mtoto akiwa mdogo. Yeah. So that you know, mtoto akifanywa hivi, this works better. Plus also work with the child themselves. Unajua most parents wana working ni kama mtoto exist completely. So they'll tend to make decisions evil without actually involving the child. No, na involving him to ni better. At least mtoi akayakijua, this is the situation, can I handle it? Unaona? Sasa wewe ukimake a decision mtoto si ataishi kujua, my opinions don't matter.
Na wale kids when they become older, they say wanataka ku cut off their parent, because at the end of the day unasema parent anafanya something yenye anafeel ni beneficial to the kid. What happens then? Is the society right to try and punish
these children? No, they're not right. If someone is unaona therapy, if you're coming to me as a client, unakuja kunikomplainia kuhusu your parents, and we keep seeing these parents will not change, and the more you are around them, the more it's impacting on your general being. So why stay? So ujinyime peace of mind simply because you want to impress the world? Cut them off. I mean, me, I'm pro. If someone is not beneficial, if someone is hurting you in any way, be it your mother, be it your sister, be it your own child,
cut your child off.
Even your own. Kama ni mtu grow up, ni mtu amekuwa mtu mzima, and they're constantly, and it's not giving you peace. To some point, you'll have to choose. Either way, is it my peace of mind or constantly dealing with this?
Yeah. Have you ever gone in a social setting and unakuja unaangalia mtu na unaona huyu ako na shida na huyu ako na shida, they need to heal from a particular thing that is going on with your mom or dad. This one needs to heal from something that happened. Like do you get those signs?
Sometimes you do, but sometimes you don't. Unaweza misjudge. Maybe it's just generally someone's character. That's just how they are.
But character is built from experience that happened.
Not necessarily. Character is built by a lot of things. A lot of things.
Like
a lot of things. Your environment, the people that you are around, basically. Yeah. Character is built. Character si ati kitu itatengenezwa in one day. Ati tuseme sasa mimi the way I am, it's how my parents are. No, character is something that is built over time. With the information you get now, you change it, you twist it. Because the way you are as a kid is the way you are right now. It's completely, you change as per the age, as per the environment, as per what you're going through in that moment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you mentioned earlier that you did work with children and...
Yeah, mostly, yes.
Yeah, mostly, yeah. And when these particularly horrid things are happening to them, do you think children have the ability to get depressed?
You know, everyone has different ways of dealing with such situations. You know, even for adults, it's different with everyone. Wezi semati wote itakuwa depression, but of course it'll just change something in them. Kuna wale watakuwa extremely out there, not because they're okay, but it's because they're trying to find their own way of dealing with what is actually happening. Alafu utapata kuna ule ataji distance from people completely, atakuwa alone. As in, kids internalize shock differently. Completely. Ya mtoi unaweza pata mtoi ako overly hyped. Ufikirie, maybe they're lying to you about what happened, but in real sense, them being that overhyped, it's their way of dealing with whatever has happened. Literally, you even wonder, you ask yourself, how? I wish ningekuwa na hiyo nguvu. Yani you're hyped up after something so bad happens to you. But kids have different ways of actually manifesting and showing their shock.
Yeah.
So itakuwa different. Wezi semati wote watakuwa depressed. Of course, yes. It'll of course leave them in shock and in a lot of damage. But wezi sema wote ni depression. Some will just have their own way of internalizing the whole ordeal. Utapata mwingine tu ata develop anxiety ile completely. They just get too anxious every time they're around people.
As a parent, if you see signs like this in a kid and you're trying to reach out and they're not like opening up, what will
find someone they can open up to. Find someone they can open up to. Yeah. Find someone they can open up to. You know, umeuliza hivyo, and then something that just happened recently is I internalize bado. My son couldn't tell me and couldn't tell my mom that there are kids bullying him at school. Yani, we keep on asking him, Daddy uko sawa, but anashindwa kutuambia. And the only person he can talk to is my sister. Imagine he sat down with my sister na akamwambia kila kitu, and I'm like, wow. And you've been going through this since school opened and you haven't said it. You've just been dealing with it peke yako. So it's also nice. Usiforce mtoi kukuambia. Find someone they actually trust. They'll always open up to someone they trust.
Yeah. That is that is scary, being a parent and realizing that your kid is going through a particular situation and you have no control because you don't know.
You don't know the world's circumstances. Yes, it is very scary. It is.
Yeah. So, Ume mentioned this case that you had dealt with the kid who was allegedly assaulted by the dad.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously kuna watu wengi wana go through that.
A lot of
like
them.
a lot. I remember Dimi back in high school where people used to write confessions on the walls of the toilets. And like, me, I don't want to go home. My dad rapes me and all of my siblings. And like, there's no way this person can come out because of the stigmatization that is behind
I
it.
think a lot of this has to do with unaona venye high school badala kuforcingi watoi into therapy. Acha mpeleke mtu therapist mwenye ni mfan. You know, someone that relates with these kids. Kama your place nilikuwa na work. You know, si tulikuwa tunava casual ukienda kuhang out na watu. Because you have to relate with these kids. Ndio hata wapate energy ya ku-open up. Sasa wewe umeenda umevaa suti na tie. Mtoto anakuogopa badala hata ya kutaka kukuongelesha.
Yeah.
You have to relate with this child. Imagine uni mtoto mdogo. yeye elewi hizi. Sasa yeye atakutake na your outward. Sasa ukimwonyesha you're too serious a person, mtu atakuwa ile anaogopa. Sasa nikimwambia, they want someone they can relate to, someone they can actually open up to and talk to.
So my question was actually, with someone who is actually being assaulted by their family member, someone who is close to them. Now, unaweza sikia maybe ako assaulted by the dad, and the mom knows, but the mom is like, I want to keep my marriage, like he is not gonna do it again. Who is supposed to come to this kid and be whatever is going on, isn't it? What is going on? Because unapata in school, teachers don't do that. You fail in school, you're beaten, you're punished. They don't care.
They don't care.
Who is there in the system?
I think it will like change from even us as to was say as a people, ile to just showing concern for someone. Because kuna levels zingine, yes, you wish you could help, but in that moment you ask yourself, sasa tapa naanzia wapi?
Hata si ati to the point of helping, to the point of ni nani atarealize mtoto ako na shida. Unajua unaona mtoto ana act out ako jumpy all over. Ukaleka mtoto ako
it's always good to know your child. It's always good. Unaona sasa hata mimi, if I hadn't known my son, singewahi jua kitu ina happen. Because we started seeing akifikanga home anakuanga very excited, anakuanga njaa utisha food the first thing akifika. And then slowly just anafika home anakatua amechoka. Ukimwona uko sawa ako tu venye anajisikia. So it's also good to know your child. Because utarealize hizi vitu zikichange, utaanza kunotice,
what if they do actually realize something is going on but they can't say anything? How are you supposed to help this child?
Yes, sasa tu itabidi tu mwende tu uko na polisi na mkasirike sasa. Because if it gets to a point a parent cannot do something and your child is going through this, then you're just a very bad person deep down.
Yeah, I feel like the system inafaa create a space pali they deal with kids, because kids ndio our future generation.
Exactly. Alafu unapatanga kids don't even have clues of where to go or who to call when they're going through such things. I think mashule pia wanafaa kwanza kuambianga watoto, in case you go through this, you can reach out to a place A, B and C. At least wanafaa kuprovide with such, ndio at least unajua kiona at least hata kuna namba naweza piga, si lazima wanione uso yangu. Si mtu atapiga na atasema me by then, at least from there mtu anaweza pata help, because atambiwa fanya hivi, enda place A, B and C, do this.
I feel like that's why class teachers exist, kwa sababu class teachers wanakuwa constant to specific number of kids. So atakuwa like kid ni kama amechange behaviors, ni kama and then akuja amlete, talk to them, call their parent, talk to them, and
ndo maana walimu, most teachers should actually try and be empathetic towards kids.
Teachers are lacking,
because teachers are literally the basic. Other than home, the only other place mtu anakuanga sana ni class. Na mwalimu
ana interact na mwalimu
more than the parents, because the whole day atashinda shule. Teachers should be more empathetic, literally. Kuna kesi fulani baadhi alikuwa ananiambia ati mtu yeye alienda shule bila panty, badala ya mwalimu kumsaidia anamwembarrass mbele ya class. Imagine. So you can imagine venye mtu yeye akona trauma, atakuwa anaogopa kuja shule juu ya that one scenario for life. Sure. As in, teachers pia nao wanafaa kufunzwa kuwa empathetic kiasi juu the things they do to kids.
Ataitwa stupid.
So amekaa kwa class kila mtu anakumbuka tu alikuja shule bila panty.
Ama kuna those two nicknames anapewa.
And they stick for life. They stick. Alafu una expect mtoto ataperform aje? Already ako timid, haezi hata ji-express. Sasa mtoto ataogopanga kuinua mkono class, surely. Juu atakuwa anaonekana tu hakuna kitu anasema. Like, teachers should also learn to be empathetic a little bit with students, because you don't know what this child is going through at home. Mtu ametoka home, probably hajakula for days. Ama ametoka home mamake amepigwa wao siku mzima. Yeye ndo ameamka kupikia wenzake. Like, try and be empathetic to this child. At least apende shule kama hapendi home.
Kwanza kuna the story that I was told about this kid mwenye alikuwa anaishi kwa nyumba yenye his parents were brewing changa, like it was a changa base. So you know, akibrew changa the whole night wako on, so he doesn't get enough sleep.
Yeah.
In the morning, anaamka peke yake, says his parents wamezima. He just takes a chug of changa and goes to school.
Gosh.
Yeah, so unaona huyu mtoto hajaoga, ako untidy and he smells of, you know. And then people bully him in school. People bully him.
So you see, as a teacher, unafaa kunotice vitu kaa hizi. You know, at least be a little empathetic. Kids wanatakanga, they're very simple creatures. Wanatakanga tu a little bit attention and concern. Kidogo tu.
Kuna kwa na social services huku Kenya?
Yeah, apparently ziko. How active they are, I cannot really tell you, but they are.
See, street kids are out here everywhere. What are they actually doing?
Good question.
Are we paying them with our tax dollars? With our tax money?
There are social workers. Yeah, there are social workers. Ni ile tu in Kenya, haiko as you know, openly out there doing what they're supposed to do, like in other countries. Ile utaona mtoi parents wakiseparate, they're automatically. In Kenya iko silence. I think these are some of the things that tunafaa kusasa kuwekanga out here. Like do campaigns tuoneshe ziko active. Because most of these kids that go through such things, ni ile watakwambia mimi sijui mali ninafaa kuenda. You see such cases. Sasa kungekuwa na very active offices. Unaona mtu yeye angekuwa na information, angesema I wish ningejua ningeenda place A, B and C. Sasa imagine ni mtu hana access to all this information. Ndio maana nasema such things zinafaa sasa kukua over there on top of campaign lists. Kwanza especially when you see female leaders campaigning.
Women reps.
Their mothers. These are some of the things they should be dealing with. Kuna watoi kwa the area you're representing, you're also a mother. Why can't you find out these stories? Why can't you find ways of helping these children? Kama places you find these kids get pregnant, wanafukuzwa home, no one cares. No one even follows through to find these kids. Actually,
pregnancy, something as simple as menstrual. Like mtoto wa kwanza periods. Unasikia msichana anaenda analala na mtu wa bodaboda because mtu wa bodaboda
anambaya pads. And then these are things that we should teach our kids from a young age.
Yeah, and if they're not
also as a parent, teach your children these things from a very young age. Na zikwe pia zinafunzwa shule. I know tunaonanga it's a bad thing, tunawafunza tabia mbaya, but knowledge is better than, you know, having that information is better than trying to do something blinded. Umtoi atakwambia mimi sikuambiwa kuna kitu inaitwa protection, I didn't know. Of course our toi sooner or later, one way or another, they'll find out about these things.
Yeah, and they will have urges. By the time
my sister was asking me the other day, would you rather mtoi wako have that conversation with Jaden or wait until you hear he's impregnated someone? Which one would you choose? Because I'd rather have that uncomfortable conversation. Other than nikwe na mtoto akona watoto kila mahali hadi ana lose count and you're like, I wish ningemfunza mapema. Why don't you teach them? As in, it's better wakwe na hiyo information. At least unajua.
Hiyo kidogo kidogo hadi wazoe.
I know. Have these open conversations with your children. Because the moment you have this open, because I kid you not, see we have weird conversations with our mom, but it's because ametufanya tukafeel it's okay to have these conversations with her.
It's something that happens.
It's something that is out there. It happens. Imagine me hadi mamangu we have conversations and ananiambia, hey mom, na sasa yuko na family planning ama? Naambia, hey bado sijaeka. Na unangoja? Unataka kupata mtoto mwingine sasa alafu?
Yeah.
As in we are close to that point. Ile there are conversations me siwezi feel awkward nikihave na my mom. Because at least ye alitu raise na in a home ile kuna vitu haufai kumficha. Mbona umfiche? As in, yani mama yako. Mama wangu tuambia, if you can't tell me, then who will you tell?
Yeah, and in a society pali ata not everyone akona hiyo female figure. I feel like us as women should just step up tuongeleshe these younger girls when they're going through this. They're so confused. Maybe they don't have their mothers or their aunts or shoshes. Wako tu hapo in a house filled with boys and their dad and hawajui vile wanafaa kubehave. So yeah,
with women, I put this on women because they're moms, they understand. Women reps wanafaa kuanzisha such initiatives, you know, for kids, both male and female, because wote wanahitaji direction.
Yeah.
True or false? What? And this is something a woman rep anaweza tembea akifanya. Ndio sasa mimi sielewi wanafanyanga nini shwali. Wewe niambie women rep wanafanyanga nini to be honest?
Because femicide rates bado ziko juu.
Bado ziko juu. Nothing is being done.
Rape is everywhere. Kids
now people should understand rape goes both ways.
Yeah.
Goes both ways. See, only women, even men go through it. And then it's worse for men because they can't actually talk about it.
Especially kids, boys.
Boys, exactly.
Boys, when
you're a boy, ufai kuonesha weakness, that thing hurts. Yeah, because kids are also sodomized out here.
With other men. Even older women. When you see, okay, actually, when you pay attention to guys when you're anasema how they lost their virginities,
mostly older women, exactly.
It's usually older women. Like, don't you know you were taken advantage of?
Ukiuliza mtu how old were you? Uko like, don't you know you were taken advantage of?
And how old was that woman?
Exactly.
The woman was like, and then
for them it's like a normal story. No, it is not normal.
It's not normal.
I hope my son never grows to think that something like that is actually normal.
I feel like these are conversations we have to have with them. Even our boys. Tell them, manze, if a woman moyako this age, it's wrong.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. You're not old enough. Yeah. And if something like that happens, come tell me immediately.
I know. Because me, if I ever find out that toi wangu anakatiwa na mwanamke mzima, I'd be so mad. So mad.
Nilikuwa nasikia this story about this friend of mine, high school yao, yenye women from, okay, not women, but they are women. High school yao ilikuwa kando ya a campus. They used to come kwa hiyo shule for sports day and they like cruise and wana nini boys to the point wanakuja wana rombose those high school boys. Those high school boys unaona like wate wako hard. It's of just crazy because hiyo ni sexual assault.
I know.
Sexual assault. Uni minor haizi.
Alafu unajua Kenya tunaonanga kama hiyo ni sexual assault. Yeah. Tunaonanga it's normal. It's sini venye tunaflow na whatever situation.
Disgusting, wala. It's very disgusting.
As in, these are the things we're supposed to teach young people. You know, certain things are not okay. Unaona sasa vile nilikuwa nakwambia tuna normalify vitu hazifai kwa normal at all in any society.
Yeah.
Sasa unaona wase wata hype situation ka hiyo badala ya kuiona kama something to cringe for.
I personally believe as much as maths and sciences are important, life skills is still important.
Very.
You remember like in most in high school kulikuwa na a space yenye ilikuwa ya life skills. Most of the time watu walikuwa wanafanya vitu za ufala. It was never taken seriously. But here it's something that should upon watu wanafaa kufunzwa finances, sexual assault, like sex in general, everything. Yes. Whatever happens in the future.
Have weird conversations.
Yeah, be open.
Life conversations.
So, that this will happen to you. It might be cringy now, but it's something
you'll have to experience.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with this? How do you navigate life after this?
Yeah.
These are conversations natamani shule zetu tungekuwa tukifunzwa tukiwa wadogo. Because ingesaidia a lot of people out here.
Yeah.
A lot of people out here. Kwanza vitu kama financial education. This is something tunafaa kufunza watu from a young age.
Nani kila mtu ana.
Tunapatanga wengine wetu tunakujanga kujua finances after tumegraduate wazazi wanakwambia sasa.
Yeah.
Yes, go forth. Unaanza kujiambia. Sasa hapa hivi naanza kulipa rent. How am I supposed to start budgeting? And these are things that kids should actually know. Yeah, but it's actually the sad truth about our life right now. Most of the things we learn as we grow, as we move in life, literally.
But it's good to tumekuja kwa this new age of technology of information.
Where we're the parents now to inform our kids.
Yeah, and we do have the information hapa. We're like, okay, what are the signs? I'm seeing my child do this, blah, 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 blah. Yeah,
but don't always trust Google. Google inaweza kupea information ingine ushtuke we. Unaweza kiviza mtoto ICU ukifikiria anakufa kumbe ilikuwa tu mfinye kidogo na kwe sawa.
I'm sorry. Ni heri umpeleke ICU kuliko ignore kufia.
True, yeah. But pia tunafaa kuwa careful because some of these sources of information can be very manipulative and false. Yeah. True. So you should also be careful with what sort of information you rely on.
And embrace specialists. We should really embrace specialists. Do you think mtu mwenye anaenda therapy ni mtu mwenye ako damage ama just everyone and anyone should go?
Everyone in this life, I usually walk around with this thing. Everyone in life is going through something. Everyone. Kuna siku shaipata na mtu apitii chochote? Never. Everyone, hata msea kuna do, hata kasi do inamsumbua, they're always going through something. So therapy, it's not that for damaged people. It's just something that should help you cope with the normal trying things that come your way. This is just like literally a friend you're paying to be there for you.
Yeah. To listen to you
without judging you.
Yeah. What is the difference between a counselor and a psychologist?
Well, now that is a very good question. That is a very good question. What I know is a psychologist can be a counselor, but a counselor cannot be a psychologist. You know, anyone can counsel. True or false? Anyone can counsel. But to be a psychologist, you have to understand a lot of things and a lot of variance with one person, you know. Na lazima ushike DSM-5, my friend. Where si rahisi? DSM-5. My life in campus. Hello. When
you're in campus studying counseling psychology, ulikuwa unatumia hizo theories mingi zenye learn to your fellow friends.
To be honest, sometimes I used to ask myself, hizi sasa theories nitatumiaje? But then again, you come and do these things in practical, una realize by this kitu ngumu. Kama behavioral counseling, like when you want to kufunza mtu kuhusu punishment, there's an name, Barbie doll experiment. Walitrain watoi na kutumia Barbie dolls, you know. So mtoi ukilisha the Barbie doll ikatae kula unaichapa, so si mtoi atalani hivyo. As in unaona, unakuja kurealize ni basic things zenye unafanyanga. Senye mtoi amekataa kukula unamthreaten ana dish. It's just the basic. I used to imagine ati zitakuwa something so out of this world, but it's not. It's just things that you actually do every day, but are just given very unique, sexy names. Alafu unaanza kuona ni ngumu. Sasa behavioral si hivyo, just training the behavior of this person. You see? Yes, of course iko na technicalities yake, but of course unaweza relatisha with normal day, you know. Kama sasa behavioral unaweza tumia reward good behavior, unaona, as in they're just normal day-to-day things.
And I didn't ask you why counseling psychology? Why did you choose counseling?
To be honest, mimi sikuwa niende nifanye counseling psychology. My dad decided. I hadn't spoken to my dad for a while. Yeah, akaenda akaniregisteria course. Mimi nilienda tu report admission day, and then I ended up loving counseling psychology. Actually, it's actually interesting to learn about the brain. It is, and to learn about human behavior. You know, it's curious. No one will ever have a definite answer about everything.
Yeah,
that's the fun bit of it.
Because every human has unique.
Everyone has their own unique characteristics.
Yeah.
That's why your patients can never be the same. Your patients can never be the same.
I once did a deep dive in psychology, and ikanifanya ni see the world differently to the point I felt like I could be able to manipulate people so easily. Like ikatoa the flavor. Am I to just me? Like I could okay, let's say I'm asking you a particular question, but I'm phrasing it to a way I already determined what you're going to answer.
Exactly.
So I did the thrill of life, the beauty of life, because I felt like I was controlling everything.
No, but you know, human brains can surprise you. The outcome will never always be the same. That is the fun part about it. Results haitawahi kuwa the same. Hakuna ati one definite reaction every time you try this. Utatry with this person this way, it work. Utenda kwa try the same thing, it backfire. mbaya. So it'll never be the same. That is the fun part of it, because each person has their own different traits.
So when you're counseling someone, you use various methods. If this in a category.
No, when you're going through a therapy session, the first one, intake, you have to learn your client. You have to understand this person and then come up with something that fits this particular person. Uingiange ati therapy session ukisema una hizi mashida zake tutatumia tu hii. Utaka chini usikize story, usikize what works, what doesn't. So na with time pia si ati uta stick with one. Kuna moments itabidi umeintegrate mingi ndio to get to the expected results, you know. You never go ati with the mind ati hii itakuwa hivi perfect permanent, hii itaisha within 2 weeks atakuwa sawa. You cause uteka mind yako useme tunatumia behavioral kidogo the attitude and everything of this client changes, so now you have to try a different way. So ndio maana unaonanga ni kama client na therapist wake wanakuwa mabeshe, because imefika point therapist anajua kila kitu kuhusu client. So what else? Ni nini ingine nitakwambia itakushtua? Nishakwambia zenye zinakushtua already. And you are under oath, huwezi ambia mtu yoyote.
Very interesting. Very
it is really fun.
Yeah.
Me jambea, one time I'll still go back to psychology, but I would love to do child psychology. Yeah, after working with those kids, I fell in love with child psychology. And then you realize there's a lot you can do in such spaces. Because unajua, easy vitu, the funny ways of nini. Mimi kama sikuwa najuanga kulikuwa na other forms of other forms of I don't want to call them inabilities, because it's not an inability. Disorder, which I to a later time. Like, I think I saw kids tukisoma nao walikuwa nazo, but because information haikuwa out here of how these things could have been, you know, sorted out, watu walikuwa wanaonekana ni wajinga class. Kumbe these people are slow kusoma, or they want to study in a certain way. And you can imagine there's still some of these kids out here. Na hata wazazi wenyewe hawajui my child is like this. You know? But these things actually happen. Unapata mtu yeye ana fail, unafikiria ni mwalimu, unamlipia hadi tutors. Kumbe your child has a disorder na wewe hujui. So it's also good for parents to also be researching these things. Usiko unachapa tu mtoto ukifikiria ni danda, na kumbe they have their own unique way of studying.
Me personally, I believe parents hatuwezi ambia kila parent asome kuhusu hizi vitu. Information itawafikia, but watu wenye wanafahamu.
Ukiona mtoto wako ako hivi for a long time,
unajua,
kwa curious.
Obviously kuna these people kama sisi, when we are privileged kukuwa na internet access to all of this information, but not every parent in the world mwenye ako nayo. But watu kama teachers, we are literally trained. We go to school, and I usually say the education system isn't broken. The teachers are. Because whatever we go and learn about the education system, unaona the education system is purely student based. It's not teacher based. Vile sisi tunafunzangwa. You're like, this student is failing. Talk to them. Ask them. When a child is lashing out, mwenye anafanya weird behaviors, don't go punishing them. Ask them what's going on.
Hello, pengine mtoto wako na ADHD. Na si umeshinda umempunish.
Labda kuna kitu tu iko kwa akili yake na anataka tu attention from
ile tu 1 minute, 1 second of concern tu hiyo. Kumuuliza, what is up today? Inaweza kufanya ujue a lot about this student and you've never imagined, and you might be of help one way or another. And you might save the day. Lakini walimu sisi tulifunzwa unafaa kuogopa mwalimu to an extent hadi unajimagine ati mimi nimwambie my personal things. Aje. And that is the worst part about our education system. Kuna venye majuu watu wanapendanga the teachers hadi you wonder kwani hao walimu wao wanakuanga aje, but it's such things.
But they are, let's not crucify the teachers. They are teachers.
There are teachers who are nice.
Yeah, who really care about students.
Yes, the teachers who are really good.
Yeah.
Of course, lazima to acknowledge there are teachers who are really nice and who actually care.
Yeah.
We just hope there were many of them like that.
Throughout hizi years zote that you have been practicing counseling psychology of exposed to it, what is one particular message that you feel like the world should know that you learned throughout this process?
What was he undermining the power of therapy? You know, to some people, it's like fashion. No, it's not. Therapy actually helps a lot of people out here. Because there are a lot of people who walk around here. You see them and you imagine what this person is going through. You just tell yourself, hey, yeah. Sometimes I tell myself, oh, thank God I'm a therapist. At least today I helped someone not do the unthinkable. You know, because some of these people, unapata hata mtisi anakuja kwako, not actually anataka kuji murder or something like that. It's because they're afraid they might do something that is bad. And they need help to overcome that urge to do that unthinkable thing. And you have to help these people. Be a therapist to learn kukua very empathetic. You know, sometimes it might be something you're not willing to hear, you don't want to help this person. But imagine if wewe ndo ulikuwa the last line of help for this person asiende kuumiza msee mahali. And then you just decided not to. So, there's that too.
That's amazing. It has been very lovely speaking to you. I have learned a lot.
I have enjoyed too. The pleasure was all mine.
Yeah. Mental health is a big discussion that
it
we have
is.
to, and
it is very broad. Child
psychology is actually quite important because it gets to mold the future adults, and yeah, itafanya vitu mingi zisi happen, ita prevent a lot. Yeah, and we hope that your journey to counseling psychology itaendelea.
I hope so too.
And you can help millions of kids. Yeah,
I hope so too.
And
that
we
is
hope
my prayer.
we will bring you back and you'll
Amen.
tell us more experiences about these amazing kids that you're helping.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. So this has been our time, guys. It has been an amazing conversation. It's live about child psychology and parenting all through. And you have been an amazing audience. We love you guys. See you on the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.